Anytime that somebody's looking to make a New Year's resolution, what they're actually doing is a cry for help. I want to change. I want to be a different person because I don't like who I've been all of these other years before this person that I am now. How do you change from this person? How do you become a different person? From one day to another, it's not going to happen. It's just completely fucking impossible. The first thing that you have to do, though, is make a commitment, which in one point you could say, you have that right. You do have to make a commitment and you do have to say, okay, I want to be different. I want to do something that's going to demand more of myself, that's going to bring out a better side of me, right? A better characteristics. It's going to command more respect. That's going to earn me more money. That's going to make me more attractive. Whatever it is, right? There's something that you want to change about yourself. And the thing is that you don't have to wait until the New Year's to do this. The reason why you don't want to wait until the New Year's to do this, now, if it's the New Year's, it's the New Year's, who gives a shit? But to me, it's just another day like any other regular day. Why is that? Well, because I understand that if I want to change anything about myself, if I want to implement any new habits that's going to now drive my life to a specific destination that's now going to convert me into the new upgraded model of Jose, right? Which now earns more money, gains more respect, has better connections, right? Is capable of communicating at a more advanced level. All these different versions of Jose, all these different enchantments or enhancements, you can say, of Jose has to be earned. It can't just be given to me from one day to the next when the ball drops and the fireworks go off and people start cheering. That's not what's going to change Jose. What's going to change Jose is Jose. What's going to change you is you. And it has to happen on a day-by-day basis. You see, a lot of people say, well, I'm going to join the gym. That's the first thing that I'm going to do. It's the New Year's. I'm going to join the gym. Listen, I think that's a great fucking idea. I think you definitely should join the gym if you're not going to a gym or doing any kind of specific workouts, because that will transform how you think and how you look, right? And even how you feel, because you'll be a lot healthier. However, it's not about going to the gym for a week or 2 weeks and then never going again, because that's not going to compound to anything. It's about consistently doing the things that are going to ingrain you with the habits that now you are going to mold yourself to be this person that does this thing. I go to the gym, but it's just who I am. When you look at me and you see that I'm athletically fit, I'm agile, I'm fast, all of these things come from the habits that I built by doing the things that got me to look like this, which is working out consistently and developing the momentum to make it a lifestyle. That's what you see. You see the discipline. You see all the days that I didn't want to get up and I still fucking did it anyways. You're seeing all the times where somebody told me, oh, well, you should do this instead. Oh, we should go out instead. Oh, you should eat this bullshit. And I said no. Right? That's all that you're seeing. When you see a man with a strong physique, you are seeing a man with discipline. You are seeing somebody that was capable of saying no. And it's not about committing to one thing. It's also about committing to not doing certain things, right? To say no to other things, the things that are taking you away from that commitment that will allow you to build the habits that you know you desire to build within yourself. That's why everybody gathers around and makes these New Year's resolutions, because they want to become a better version of themselves, right? And that's what everybody does. So pay attention now, right? What everybody does is a lot easier to do because most people are followers and most people are going to follow trends. So if everybody's on the same page and it's everybody's thing to make a New Year's resolution, and then it's everybody's thing also to just forget about it, then that's exactly what the fuck people are going to do, right? So the best thing that you can do is understand that it's not about a New Year's resolution. It's about you making a resolution for you and saying that this is who I am going to become, and I am willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to be this person, right? I want to be in better shape. Okay, cool. I'm going to go to the gym every single day for the next 30 days. It's not just about, oh, well, I don't know if I'm going to be overworking. I don't know if I'm going to be working out. It's not about that. It's about building the mindset of doing the things that are uncomfortable even when you don't feel like doing them. right? Because then it's going to get to the point where it's going to feel more comfortable because now you're making peace with that feeling of doing those things that you don't necessarily like or that you're not necessarily comfortable with. However, you know those are the things that are going to allow you to build that body, build that mindset, build that lifestyle that you know you're capable of, just as I was capable of. Do your best to stick to those things regardless of what anybody else is doing, regardless of what invitations you get, regardless of what gets put in your face, regardless of what's in your fridge, regardless of who you live with, regardless of anybody else's bad habits. You have to make a commitment for you, and some of these commitments are going to take you removing yourself from these people because you can only control what you can't control. I'm not saying they're going to remove themselves because they're going to be there. They're going to be wherever they are. But it's your obligation and your duty to remove yourself either mentally or physically from the people that are contributing to your bad habits. Because the world, our world, is built on habits. That's all it is. You want to be a good salesperson, you're going to have to get on the phone and get fucking wrecked for months on end until you finally get that yes. Why did you finally get that yes? Because now you're more competent because you've been through the field. You understand where all the traps are. You understand where to go, what questions to ask, what questions not to ask, how to overcome objections. You get more comfortable and confident with the arena that you're facing because you're doing it more often. It all goes back to building those habits. So what are some habits that you should build for this year? Going to the gym is one of them. Keeping your word is another one. Building that relationship with yourself consistently is another big one, right? And that goes back to also keeping your word, right? And what do I mean by building that relationship with yourself? What I mean by building that relationship with yourself is you have to understand that even when nobody's watching, you are. When you do the things that you know you shouldn't be doing, you feel dirty inside, whether you like it or not, or whether anybody else knows it or not. You know how that feels when you do that thing that you don't want to fucking do, or you want to do, but you know it's not fucking good for you, right? You know it's not necessarily going to allow you to achieve that outcome that you want. Okay, cool. Cut that shit off. Because the reason why you're doing it is because it's a habit. And it's a negative habit. It's a detrimental habit that's keeping you from being the version of yourself that doesn't have that habit. There's somebody right now walking this earth that looks just like you. However, they don't have those habits that you have, and therefore they're way more successful than you are. They have the car that you want to have. They have the girl that you want to have. They have the dreams and the life that you aspire to live, the money that you aspire to have in your bank account. All these things. Why is that? It's not because they look different than you. Well, maybe if you're a fat ass and you've been sitting on your ass the whole time, that's a different story. However, it's not because they're special. It's not. And if they are special, it's because they worked for it. Because everything in this life is worth working for. Everything good. That's why it's hard, right? If you notice, nothing good comes easy. Why is that? Because that's how the universe works. That's how God made it to be. God made it to be so that anything that's worth having, it lands in the hand of somebody that's responsible enough to do the duties that comes before it to be able to earn it. That's why. So you have to be able to build that relationship with yourself where you're honest with yourself so that then you could now be honest with others, which is the next thing. Being honest with others, keeping it fucking real, not shying away from conversations because you're afraid of hurting somebody else's feelings. No. Be direct with somebody. Whatever it is that's on your mind, don't cut around the bush and try to say something else just to make the other person feel better, because now you're taking a little piece of your character and a little piece of your soul and you're diluting your value as a person. Give the message whole. Say it how it is, because you're running away from that confrontation and that's making you weaker. You're breeding cowardice within, and you don't want that, because what's the opposite of cowardice? Bravery, right? So wouldn't you rather breed bravery instead? Wouldn't it make sense for you to become more courageous? Wouldn't it make sense for the person that is more courageous to go after higher risk opportunities that are yielding more success and are capable of making you a better person? Because it takes courage for you to do that. It takes courage for you to tackle these bigger opportunities that are going to yield more money. They're going to yield more reward. So why don't you start to focus on the bravery aspect of your life and start to be more brave with your communication, right? Saying it how it is, not shying away from confrontation. And confrontation doesn't always mean that you're going to have to fist fight somebody. It doesn't mean that. It just means having a spine. Because when you have a spine, you can say no to more things without feeling bad about it, which is the next thing. Start saying no. It's okay for you not to go to those things. And if your friends fucking hate you for it or are going to judge you negatively for it, who gives a fuck? You're probably hanging around with losers. That's why they fucking hate you for it. Or that's why they're going to give you shit about it. The friends that I hang out with, they see that my decisions, they're consistently making me more money. They're consistently making me more valuable. They're consistently making myself better as a person. So if all I'm doing is making decisions that is upgrading my character and upgrading my beingness as a person, then there's no question about, well, the reason why he wasn't here, the reason why he didn't do this with us is because he was busy getting work done. And that's what it has to come down to. Getting the fucking work done. And if you can do that, you're going to have the best fucking year of your life. Because not only are you going to be more proud of yourself, but now you're going to start to live that life that's been here, but instead, now you're going to be living it out here, which is a lot more fucking enjoyable. Have a good fucking year. Go kick some fucking ass.